All right, now we're here.
Alright, so welcome to the second half podcast. Now,
Episode 8.
yeah, episode 8. So today I have some things to talk about. So let's start it up with the first thing. Joseph,
Yes.
Instagram comedians.
Yes, they don't exist.
Yeah, no. Like, what's his name? Supreme Patty is the most unfunny piece of shit I've ever met in my life.
I
I
never
don't
even
know.
thought of him as a comedian. I'd see him as a.
I the only thing, hey, the only thing that guy's career, like with all that money, he should be treating that acne of his because, oh my god. Have you seen it?
Probably thinks it's cool.
Yeah, no, that it looks disgusting. No, and did you see his new song? His song is so bad.
All the songs are bad. I just
Yeah,
watch. I think he's funny that he's just like stupid.
yeah, that he's fucking retarded.
Yeah.
Like, let me go onto his Instagram and read what this one post of his said. Uh, Supreme Patty. Let me pull it up right now. Supreme. Here it is. Supreme Patty. Well, let's see. Here it is. Win or lose, I'm still a champion. I still have an amazing life, an amazing girlfriend, an amazing family, and an amazing friends. I love you all so much. First of all, I just want to say, Supreme Patty, if you're watching this, that girlfriend of yours probably only loves you for your money. You probably have that amazing life and your amazing family because of all your money. And you're Supreme, which, by the way, your Supreme looks horrible.
Swipe up to get iced up.
Oh, here's the song. It's one of, like, all of them. None of them are capable of
Oh
making a
yeah,
good
we
music.
can't
But
play
this,
that crap for copyright reasons.
yeah, I'm not gonna play it. So he decides to make this song in Spanish, which what okay, Supreme Patty, if you're watching this, which I doubt you are, I'll give you one thing. You do speak decent Spanish, but your song is horrible. Not only that, he sounds like a fucking 12-year-old too.
How about we don't speak Spanish and we speak American?
Oh yeah, speak American. No Mexicans allowed. Speak American.
Speak our own language, not somebody else's.
Yeah, he's not even Spanish. Like, why would you want to speak Spanish in a song if you're not even Spanish? He's like white as hell, but somehow.
Spanish just sounds terrible in music.
Well, not really. My I gotta text my dad real quick and tell him that I can't talk right now.
Yeah, I mean,
Alright, so as I was saying, yeah, this song sounds horrible. Not because it's in Spanish, because don't get me wrong, if you ask me, I think some Spanish songs sound good. It's just the fact that the guy's voice is so bad. You know what I mean?
mm,
You there?
yeah,
I can't hear you.
you can hear me.
I can barely hear you.
Turn up volume.
Okay, I can hear you now. When I put
Okay.
it to my ear, but let me put you on speaker.
I don't know. I just hear
Uh,
my mom chatting with somebody on the street right now.
yeah. So wait, did I just exit the call?
No, you still he.
Alright. So, it's not funny. And then there's this other guy named Kush Poppy. You know who that is?
Mm, yeah,
Yeah, Kush
not,
Poppy.
not really. I heard his name before, but he sounds retarded.
Yeah. He's not funny in any shape or form as well. So he makes videos where just like he does about Instagram comedians and shit and stuff. They're
Mm,
just like each other, you know what I mean? Not funny at all, where they try their very best to be funny by being relatable and shit,
LOL.
but at the end they end up being unfunny sacks
Yeah.
of shit.
Some guy in India put up this big banner with his face on and said, "Happy birthday to me, Rakesh. Please wish me," and put his phone number on it.
Yeah. And then another thing that, you know, Another thing about these Instagram comedians as well. Let me put my
Mm,
another thing about them. You still there?
yeah.
Another thing about them though is that they're bragging about all these girlfriends and stuff. But the only reason why, the only reason why they,
Mm,
the only reason why they even have these so-called breathtakingly boner-inducing hot girlfriends is because of
yeah.
the fact that they're rich. Like some of these guys are such douchebags that no girl in the real world would go for them. That they pretty much are only getting girls because of their money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're gold diggers that they go for. Like, you really think that if Supreme Patty wasn't as rich as he is, you think he could get a girlfriend that hot? If you ask me, I don't think she's that attractive, but you really think he could get a girlfriend that hot with if he didn't have all that money? No, he wouldn't. He would not. It's like no, don't. It's like you cannot be bragging about anything when the only reason why that girl is with you, she could be as hot as hell, but here's the thing. She's
Mm,
only with you because of your money, man. Be careful with who you brag because if you lose all that money, what's going to happen? That girlfriend's definitely going to leave you, first of all. Second of all, no one's going to give a fuck about you anymore. And I hope that's what happens because it's not just Supreme Patty. He's just the main guy we're using in this case, but
yeah.
down to the core of things, it's really all of them. Whether it's Kush Poppy, whether it's Lele Pons, they're all of them are not funny in any shape or form. They
Yes.
try to be really relatable, but as a result, it ends up, I guess, somewhat being relatable, but at the
Mm,
same time, it's cheap comedy. It's cheap, it's not funny, and no one laughs at it. When people watch it, they think to themselves, what the fuck did I just watch? Why did I just watch autism?
mm,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
They take it to like a level of retardation where it's not funny, you know what I mean?
Mm,
And then there's the other type of Instagram comedians where they're so obsessed with themselves that they have to post entire fucking rows of pictures of themselves. You know what I mean?
yeah.
You see those type of accounts? Those guys, are truly the funniest Instagram comedians because of how just obsessed with they are. They're the type of guys, the fucking mirrors in a circus or whenever there's a circus and then there's that entire room with mirrors all over the place,
Yeah.
right? They strike me as the type of guys that would go in there and when nobody was in there, they would instantly whip their micro dick out and start masturbating to themselves in those mirrors and come on the mirrors.
All
Don't you?
right. Announcement for the one person who's watching right now. We got that Discord, so click the link in the description if you want to type something, which you probably don't. So,
Yeah, but still support us. So
yeah.
as I was saying, they would strike me as the type of guy that did that. Who would just come on a mirror to themselves.
Mm,
Yeah. So that's the first topic out. We've shat on the Instagram comedians enough. I don't even have to say shit about Lele Pons because and
yeah.
those type of people because everybody's shitted on them already. But Supreme Patty and Kush Poppy, they haven't had a lot of hatred yet. Well,
Mm.
I don't mean hatred, but like they haven't had enough
Supreme
criticism
Patty
for their
free sale, though.
yeah. They haven't had enough of that criticism and being called out for not being funny and just for being douchebag pieces of shits.
Yes.
They haven't been.
I bought a watch from the Supreme Patty free sale like last year with like $10 I didn't know what to do with. And literally like it was the crappiest watch I've ever had. It's oversized, it falls apart easily, and it's all plasticky and it's
Oh, great.
yeah.
And then from there, you know what I mean? Just they need to be called out more because they're not funny. They're just douchebags. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
here's the thing: their videos. It's like the way those Instagram comedians work. That's like the cheapest way for talentless hot people. The the hot people that all of us ugly fucks must worship. Even though Supreme Patty's ugly as shit, you
Gosh,
know?
Belle Delphine.
Yeah, Belle Delphine, we have to worship them, you know? Or those hot people that are completely talentless. It's an easy way for them to get famous. Just making those relatable, funny videos that 14, 15-year-old girls enjoy. You know,
And
it's
Ahmed
like,
Best is better.
yeah,
You know who Ahmed Best is?
who is that?
Voice actor for Jar Jar Binks.
Misa.
Mr. called Jar Jar Binks. Mr. Your humble servant. Excuse
Misa don't
me.
like. Excuse me, Misa don't like Supreme Patty. Okay, that's a shitty interpretation, but
Excuse me, but the most the safest place would be Gunga City. This is where I grew up.
Misa don't like. Misa Sith Lord.
You
Mm,
watch like the Star Wars theory and some of that.
yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
decent.
I'm gonna be straight up honest.
Hmm.
Jar Jar Binks gave me more entertainment than any Instagram comedian video. Any Instagram comedy video I've seen, Jar Jar Binks from the Star Wars prequels, he gave me
Yeah.
more entertainment than any of those Instagram comedian videos do. He literally does, right?
Yeah.
It's like even he's more entertaining than they are. You'd probably you would probably find more entertainment in watching dog shit crust you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. You would find more entertainment in watching dog shit crust than watching an Instagram comedian video.
Yeah.
Their dog shit crusting is more entertaining than those videos.
No, literally,
But
Jar Jar Binks is more entertaining than Star Wars Episode 8.
yeah, that movie was not that good. I wouldn't. Yeah, yeah. If you ask me, the prequels really weren't that bad. It was really only Attack of the Clones that was shit with whatchamacallit with oh I can't even remember how cringy those lines with Anakin and Padme were.
I
Like
watched
I
Attack of the Clones today and I thought it was pretty good.
I don't really like it.
Anakin, I truly, desperately love you.
It's like you
I don't know.
literally just spent 5 seconds saying you truly desperately love him when
At the same
no one
time,
says that. No one fucking says that. You don't say to your girlfriend or your wife or whatever the fuck, or your husband in this case, because it's a girl.
I truly, desperately love you.
You don't say that. No. Nobody fucking says that.
I think
You
some
just
people
say, I
do.
love you. I truly, desperately love you.
Especially if it's like a harder time, it makes more sense.
Man, I truly, desperately love you. Then you'd find more you find more you find more romantic value in dog shit than in that
Yeah.
entire statement. There'd be
Oh,
more romance in dog shit than
yeah.
in that.
Obi-Wan though was such a savage in the movie. It was funny when he went to the
Yeah,
club. He's like, Anakin, you do the job. Well, I get a drink. And then while he's drinking, that one guy he wants the death sticks, and he's like, he uses that mind trick, and he's like, I will go rethink my life.
yeah, and then yeah, and then he got. But here's the thing: they
What?
made Obi-Wan like just this awesome savage. Not really savage. I don't want to use something a 12, 13-year-old would
Yeah.
say. But you know, like he was such a badass in that movie, only to get completely butt fucked by Count Dooku in the stupidest way possible. They're fighting, and then Obi Wan looks like a retard, literally grabbing on a dick. He looks like
Well,
a retard.
literally in every movie, Obi-Wan looks like he's moving his lightsaber awkwardly slow.
Yeah, it literally looked like he looked like a retard grabbing a dick in that fight scene, and then from there he just gets hit in the arm and leg with Count Dooku's lightsaber out of nowhere. It was the most retarded thing on earth. And then
I have to say that movie is more entertaining than that 20-minute boring scene in episode 4 of Ben Kenobi and Luke just sitting in the house and just having a slow conversation. I literally fell asleep through that scene.
uh and talk and then not only that, like it was just such a stupid way to knock him out, right? The Count Dooku versus Obi-Wan fight.
Hmm.
Yeah. And then here's the thing. Another thing about it is, you know that part where Anakin's whining about how I killed them all. You know,
Yeah.
how he's like, I slaughtered all the women and children.
Yeah.
That could have been a very cool scene. It's just the fact that the line and everything, the lines were actually pretty good in that scene, but
Yeah.
it could have been better because I don't know what it is, but it was just so funny. It had the potential to
Yeah.
be awesome, but just something about it is just so goofy and way too
I
goofy to
think that
take seriously.
I think it was good how it came out, just because Anakin has like that personal like personality disorder where he's like all over the place with his emotions and stuff like that.
Yeah, like they could have been just that scene. I don't know what it is, but it could have been so awesome. But just something. I don't know if it's Hayden Christensen. I don't know if it's the fact that they made Anakin a whiny brat in that movie. I don't know if it was Padme's reaction to it or Anakin screaming and crying in that scene. But something about it was just so cringy and laughable.
Yeah, another thing,
But
one thing they have to point out the movie is when like Zam Wessel attempted to assassinate Padme, Obi-Wan jumps like that droid thing and like glides out the window, and then when Anakin's driving
yeah,
recklessly, he's like, "This is suicide!" Like,
yeah, no shit.
I mean, like, why? You just jumped out of the freaking window at that droid thing, and we're gliding, and like,
And then here's another thing. Now, I know everybody that's watched Star Wars 2 Attack of the Clones and reviewed it. This is one thing we all agree on. Pretty much everyone said this, so there's no point in me even bringing it up, but I'm still gonna fucking do it because I still have to. Anakin Skywalker is just a complete whiny little brat in that movie. He's 19, but he acts like a 12-year-old and sounds like one too. Literally, right?
I don't
Like
know how much. I
they
feel like
make him
Obi Wan's just like pretty much just like annoying to Anakin. It's just like always like he's basically like Batman being reckless to Robin and being like, I don't care about you.
Yeah, it's pretty much like Obi-Wan's pretty much just can't stand Anakin's arrogance.
Yeah,
So he just thinks that Anakin's an annoying little brat and then which is good because everybody does. It's like Anakin in that movie, he expects, to be to the Jedi because he's the supposed chosen one and all that. He expects them to view him as just this unstoppable Lord Thundercock of the fucking universe. But they can't because he's this whiny little brat that's such a crybaby. It's like to all the people saying, "Oh, but Aaron Yeager from Attack on Titan is just like Anakin." I'll give you that. Aaron
Aaron's
Yeager,
worse.
I don't know. If you ask me, I think Anakin's worse. Like,
No,
I
Aaron
love
like
Attack.
screams at like the top of his lungs and
Yeah.
stuff.
You gotta revive Armin! Like, I love Attack on Titan, don't get me wrong, but I don't really give a shit about Aaron. The only thing I like about him is his Titan form. Love Levi. Levi just takes that show for me. It's like, the it's just Aaron is pretty whiny too. If you ask me, I think he's just like Anakin. It's just like, did you see the new episode 55 in that confrontation where Levi?
I don't
He's
know. I've
pretty.
only watched like Attack on Titan to like episode 7 or 8, and then I just got bored of it.
I loved it. I love it. It's my second favorite anime of all time, and
I
I
don't
fucking
know. Anime's never really appealed to me. I mean, really, Initial D did, but that was like it.
I mean, I love the mainstream. With me, when it comes to anime, I really am only into the mainstream. I'm not into, the disturbing side of anime. Oh
Anime,
man.
especially anime's alright in Japanese, but it's so cringy in English dub.
No, I think with me, some of it's good, but I think with me, it's either the dub. I could go for both dub or sub. I know there's this whole beef between dubbers and subbers. Which one's better? If you ask me, I think both are good. Like, say, Dragon Ball's Japanese version is horrible. Like, the dub version of Dragon Ball is just so much better, but the Japanese version of Dragon Ball is so cringy. They literally make Goku sound like a little kid in the Japanese version of Dragon Ball. It's like he's a grown man. He shouldn't sound like a little kid.
Mm.
Even like Gohan has a deeper voice than he does, if I remember correctly. I watched it once in like Japanese. It sounded horrible. And back to the Attack on Titan thing though. Levi's is just this really cool character. It's like everyone watches Attack on Titan. Levi's their fucking favorite character. With me, Levi and Mikasa, they're the best characters in the show. Mikasa, whatever the fuck. Aaron, on the other hand, for me, I love the
Again,
show's
two
lore. I
viewers.
love the backstory.
We got the Discord chat if you want to click the link and chat to us, because I noticed
Yes,
our viewership
please.
went up.
Yeah.
And then
So
it went down.
yeah, it went down. Like I love the show. Like I love the backstories to the characters with Aaron's father, Grisha. I love the fights, the action. I love the lore. I love Levi. I love Mikasa. Those are the 6 things that make it a very good anime. And there's more stuff too. Like some of the coolest fights ever. But really, if you just ignore Aaron, which is pretty much what I do, I don't give a shit about Aaron, then pretty much it's probably going to be one of the greatest animes you'll ever see in your life. If you just ignore Aaron. For me, I think Aaron's alright. It's just the fact that he's such a whiny crybaby that ruins his character. You know what I don't get?
What?
I'm gonna be straight up honest. If Aaron and Mikasa were to get together, and even though Mikasa's hot and all, I guess, well,
Aren't they
yeah.
siblings?
Mikasa's gonna be the man of that relationship. Aaron's gonna be the crybaby that's always gonna be crying on the shoulder. Like Mikasa is more of a man than Aaron, and that's a fact. And you would know what I mean if you actually sat and watched the anime. Mikasa is more of a fucking man than Aaron. Aaron cries way more than she does. She's a badass. Aaron is just a whiny crybaby. The only thing even cool about Aaron is the Titan form. That Titan form is pretty rad, but other than that, nobody gives a shit about Aaron.
Aaron is definitely way worse than Anakin.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, but the difference is in that movie, the lines and the everything were just so bad. It's like
I mean,
the
Anakin
dialogue.
was much better in episode 3 than he was in
Yeah,
episode 2.
yeah. Everybody likes episode 3. Like for me, I'm gonna be straight up honest. Episode 3 is probably my second favorite Star Wars movie,
It's probably
next to Empire Strikes Back. Anakin, they made him a badass in episode 3. He's not whiny anymore. He's actually a cool character. They should have made him like that in episode 2.
literally, honestly, though, the only thing I hate about the original trilogy is Luke.
Oh, I thought Luke was good.
He's just, I don't know, he just sounds annoying, and especially when, like, Obi-Wan died in the lightsaber fight, he lets out the most retarded scream ever.
No!
Like,
It was something like that, right?
Like, really loud.
Something literally like that.
It was
Yeah.
like a high pitch, too.
Yeah, they made it from no to no.
Have you seen the
That's
raw
pretty much what they
footage
did.
for episode 4?
Yeah,
With,
it
like,
wasn't that
Darth
good.
Vader in the Scottish accent.
Yeah, I saw that with the take them away now. It's like that guy. Thank God they got oh fuck, I forget his
James
name.
Earl Jones.
Yeah, James Earl Jones over that guy. That Scottish dude. He had the goofiest voice ever.
Yeah, the Scottish guy was the guy who did the body.
Yeah, he did the body. He's a tall dude. He is 6'7", but at the same time, if I were to hear him talk, I'd be so like laughing that I wouldn't even care about his height. I'd just be like, "That's the goofiest tall dude I've ever met."
Literally,
in my
all
life.
they did just to make Darth Vader appear as the same size as the guy who did the body in the original trilogy is that they just put Hayden Christensen in like a suit that had like extenders and like that like made him taller.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Hayden Christensen is already tall. He's like 6'2", I think. So he's already tall. Right?
Yeah.
He's like 6'2", so it wouldn't be that hard. If it were a guy that was like my height, which is 5'9", which then again, I'm not done growing, but my current height is 5'9", or some dude that was probably shorter than 5'9", it would be a much more difficult task to get him up to 6'7". But since Hayden Christensen was already like fucking 6'2", 6'3", it was easy to boost him up to 6'7", because that's only like a maybe 5, 4, 6 inch height difference, so it wouldn't be that hard to get someone that's 6'1", 6'2", 6'3", up to 6'7".
Yeah.
It wouldn't be that hard. But yeah, back to the. But yeah, the difference between Star Wars 2 and Attack on Titan is that Star Wars 2, it had shitty dialogue, it was boring. Attack on Titan, great dialogue, great story, great everything. So although Aaron is a whiny brat, and we can't deny the fact that Aaron is pretty much a shitty character, not only that, but it has way more stuff, way more cool shit to make up for what Aaron is. That's why it's so
Yeah.
good.
Honestly, though, I think that episode 2 was better than 1, Rogue One, 7, and 8.
7 was good, but 2, like I'd say, yeah, 2 is better than 8. 8 was pretty bad. The Last Jedi
No,
is in
literally, though 7 and 8 were so bad to me that I like forgot like everything that happened.
I remember some of Force Awakens, but The Last Jedi more like The Last SJW. Oh, that movie was complete shit.
I hope that episode 9 someone decent. There's like rumors that Anakin might be back just because like Hayden Christensen's been like active at like Star Wars stuff lately, and
Poor Hayden Christensen, because he did a horrible job in Star Wars 2 and in Goosebumps. But he did a great job in Star Wars 3. That from there, I could have seen potential in him to be in other movies, but then he became a rom-com actor. Little Italy is what he did after that, and a couple other shitty
he ended up in
movies.
like some like Chinese and Russian movies.
Yeah, he ended up going from a decent actor, like he went from being a shitty actor to a good actor, and then a shitty actor again, and now he's permanently a shitty actor. Which sucks because Hayden Christensen actually showed us with Star Wars 3 that he could be a good actor, that he knows how to act, and that he could probably be a good actor if he was given the right script and was given the right act and the right character. If he could do that, then he could actually be a really good fucking actor. But since he only got that chance once and hasn't gotten it since, I don't think we're going to be seeing anything from him since.
Yeah,
Which sucks because I think he could be a great actor if he was given the right script.
one
Like, if
thing.
you ask me,
Yeah.
back in the day, I think Hayden Christensen, well, what could he have been? He could have been a good, like, superhero in a Marvel movie or DC movie. Yeah.
One thing though is I have to comment on episode 2 is how fly Obi-Wan looks in that movie.
Yeah.
The
And then
mullet though
the mullet, it actually doesn't look that bad.
looks great.
Hayden Christensen actually looked good with a mullet, though.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that was just a wig that they had in that movie, and
No, he didn't. For Hayden Christensen, no, because he actually did have long hair around that
it
time.
was funny because like I think Obi-Wan's actor Ewan McGregor wanted Anakin to have the mullet in that movie.
Yeah, and then Obi-Wan had the short haircut. Obi-Wan looked better with the mullet, though, and the
Yeah.
slightly smaller beard than
I
with
feel like
the
the comb over kind of expressed like his wisdom more and like later.
You know what I don't get about Ewan McGregor? He looks like a fucking 50-year-old with a beard, but without his beard, he literally looks the same as he did in Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
Have you seen? It's
Yeah.
2019. Phantom Menace came out in 1991 or 1999, and without that beard, he still looks the exact same as he did back then.
Nowadays,
When he doesn't
Ewan
have a beard.
McGregor works for UNICEF.
Oh, so he fell to shit too. Damn. Man, Ewan McGregor had great. So the only person from those Star Wars movies that are doing well are what's his name? Liam Neeson, Samuel L. Jackson, and Natalie Portman. And you know what's ironic?
What?
For Natalie Portman, remember how long her hair was in the third movie, Star
Yeah.
Wars? I think it was a wig because she was doing this other movie, this is a great movie, by the way, called V for Vendetta, where she had to shave her head, that long hair in Star Wars 3 was a wig.
Yeah.
You heard about that?
No, I haven't.
Look her up, bald Natalie Portman. I'll send a picture of it to you on Instagram.
I'll look it up.
Or- yeah, look it up now. So she did a movie called V for Vendetta where they shaved her head. It's a movie. It's a DC
Oh wow,
movie.
I see it. She looks like
Yep.
Emma Gonzalez.
Oh yeah. No, but not as, but much shorter and not as fat either. Still really skinny.
And doesn't look ugly.
Yeah, it doesn't look ugly. She managed to actually look decent bald, but at the same time, you'd still be dating someone that looked like a skinhead lesbian. She was pretty, but she looked way too much like a lesbian. You know what I mean? But so that hair of hers, to all the people watching this, there's two things you need to know. First of all, in Star Wars 3, that very long hair she had was all fake because she was doing a movie named V for Vendetta where she had to shave her head. Now, number two, you guys need to check out V for Vendetta. I watched it years ago. Fucking spectacular movie. And you know what the sad part of it is? It's
What?
this great movie, but it's so underrated. Nobody knows it, but it's probably one of the greatest movies I've ever seen in my life. It's a DC movie too. So, you guys, the two people watching this, you guys gotta watch V for Vendetta. It's a great movie, really. It's better than any DC movie or any superhero movie that's come out so far. I watched it on a plane going back from, I don't know, I don't remember if it was going back from Turkey to America or going back to America from Turkey or going to Turkey from America. I don't remember what it was, but I saw it on an airplane. Easily one of the greatest movies I've ever seen in my life. You guys need to check that out because it's really underrated, which is unfortunate because it's a great movie. So, Joseph, you got to check it out. It may sound like some lesbian movie, but they shave her head in it because the guy takes her hostage. But he's not a villain, it's an anti villain versus a corrupt dictatorship. Still a really good movie. You all would enjoy it. Trust me on that. You should check it out, Joseph. Joseph, you got to check it out, man. It's a really good movie.
I've
Did
never
you look
been-
it up?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, great
I've-
movie.
I've never really been into superhero movies too much, but yeah.
I like them a lot. It's just they're nowhere near good as they used to be. Like, I don't know what it is, man, but movies from today compared to the early 2000s are just nowhere near good as they used to be,
I feel
right?
like Infinity War was garbage when I saw it.
I mean, I thought Endgame was meh. I thought it was meh. The first two Avengers, I'm gonna be straight up honest, I love Age of Ultron. I know that one gets shit, but I love it.
I
The
saw
last
it. I
two,
thought it was okay, but at the same time, I was 11 when I saw it. I had a different opinions then. So I mean,
the original Avengers was easily the best one out of the four, right?
Yeah.
Infinity War and Endgame. I haven't seen Infinity War. Endgame I thought was alright. Age of Ultron and the first one I loved, but yeah,
right now, I
but
feel like my favorite movies are really just like the Star Wars saga and The Matrix.
I'd say I'm more of a guy that's into 2000s and movies. I don't know what it is, but like movies from before the modern age of the 2010s were just so much better than that. Like honestly, I don't think we're ever gonna get superhero movies as good as
Yeah.
what's his name?
I thought
Sam.
Spider-Man 2 was also really good. But
Yeah, those. Oh, I was about to say. I don't think we're ever gonna get something as good as Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy or Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy, the Dark Knight trilogy, ever again. I don't think we're ever gonna get superhero movies that good. And it's unfortunate because those were some really good fucking movies, dude. Those were classics that we're just never gonna get again. I don't think, with the way superhero movies are going now. Dark Phoenix, I heard, was complete fucking
I
garbage.
saw Shazam and I thought that one was alright.
Yeah, that one was decent, but like, what would you rather have? Would you rather have legendary shit like Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy, Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy, or just meh shit like Shazam, Avengers Endgame, and shitty shit like Dark Phoenix, Justice League, and the modern DC heroes? You know,
Batman
DC.
versus Superman.
Yeah, Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Shitness. Yeah,
That was
okay.
literally just like the most like dumbest idea ever. That was just like, they're running out of ideas and they had to make Batman and Superman fight each other to pull people in the theaters.
No, I thought that would have been a really cool movie. It had the potential to be boring. But Suicide Squad was complete ass. Don't even get me started on that. That was complete shit. It's like DC went from being the best out of the superhero movies to now being the shit. They're the worst now because it's like they forgot how Zack Snyder came and he decided to take a shit on DC and he fucking ruined it for everybody because he doesn't know how to make a good movie. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
come on, you literally just did everything Christopher Nolan made good and other people and just threw it in the garbage because you're a shitty director, man. I hope they find a new director that actually knows how to make a good DC movie. Like, seriously? Come on.
Another thing I hate about like the DC movies and stuff is there's just a ton of talking scenes where they just like talk and have like dumb discussions.
Yeah, like so and so, Darkseid is gonna use this fart to destroy planet Earth. Kick his dick. Like, really? It's like, oh no, Darkseid, he's gonna fucking oh shit, Darkseid, his cum can kill people. He's gonna come everywhere. We need to stop him. Wow, wow, you're talking about it. Why don't you go do it as he's invading it? It's like that superhero movies have to add that, but at least make it entertaining, and that's what I think people forgot about. Or you can make it like The Dark Knight, where it's a whole Law and Order esque thing going on, where a whole series of events run by one guy, and you have to stop that dude. That's the best way of doing it. The Dark Knight trilogy, the way they did it.
Yeah.
Those were some good ass movies, though. You watched those, the Dark Knight trilogy,
I saw the
Bat-
first Dark Knight and I thought it was alright.
Batman Begins, The Dark Knight Rises. I saw all three and I loved them. I'd
I
say,
forgot Batman and Begins existed, but then
yeah,
I
Batman
watched like
Begins.
half of it and then like 11-year-old me like fell asleep and turned it off.
I love Batman Begins. Completely, my favorite superhero movie is The Dark Knight. Rises I thought was good, but out of all three, I think Rises would be the weakest.
And then we have movies like Batman 1966.
Oh yeah, those were when superhero movies weren't that good either.
They
And
were
then
goofy, but I mean,
they were, yeah, superhero movies. This is how they started. Not that good, fucking amazing, and now back to not being that good again.
oh, wait,
It's
honestly, I kind of criticize like Batman 1989 because that one scene where Joker pulls out that like long revolver and shoots down the Batwing with one shot.
I love that. Batman 1989, those were really good too. They're not as good as the Dark Knight trilogy, but those were really good too.
I don't know.
Batman and Batman
I
Returns.
haven't seen them all since I was like 11, so I mean, like my opinions then are probably like not relevant now. So I mean,
Batman Forever and Batman and Robin were complete shit, but the first two of that trilogy were fucking amazing.
I
It's
saw
like
all
they,
four of them back in like
yeah, I know,
2015.
I saw all four of them too. I loved the first two. The last two were just shit though. But you know,
11-year-old me like thought like Batman Forever was amazing, and then Batman Robin was like meh.
oh well, if you ask me, it's quite the. If you ask me, Batman Forever is meh, and Batman and Robin is complete shit. That's what everyone says, but you know, because Batman Forever, it did have its cool moments, you know, and it had the potential to be a good movie. Batman and Robin just had no good moments and had no potential in any shape or form.
The
It was
only
just
good
complete
thing
dog
was
shit.
Arnold Schwarzenegger doing Mr. Freeze.
I couldn't think of someone worse. Arnold Schwarzenegger being a superhero villain. No. Arnold Schwarzenegger is not scary. He's perfect for Predator and Terminator. He can be scary, yeah, but at the same time, would he make a good superhero villain? No, he fucking wouldn't. He'd make a goofy one.
Predator literally was the only thing about Predator was how it had like no plot.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much, but it was
yeah.
enjoyable. It's one of those movies that has a somewhat shitty story, but a good plot. That's pretty much most 1980s horror movie in a nutshell. No plot, but enjoyable. Man, even horror movies are shit nowadays. It's like everyone completely forgot how to make a good
No,
movie.
literally horror movies. I swear, like every second, it's just like jump scare, jump scare,
So
jump scare.
predictable, you know? It's like, yeah, jump scares were scary at first when they were first using them, but now it's so obvious you see it coming that maybe it does create a little bit of a shock in you, but it doesn't shit make you want to shit in your pants like it used to because you fucking see it coming, you know? It's like they make it so predictable and make it so obvious. It's like they do everything they can to say a jump scare is going to happen. And then you're like, "Oh, well, okay then." They really
I
made
bet if the
horror movie shit
SJWs
too.
made a horror movie, I bet before every jump scare, they'd be like, warning, jump scare, close your eye. They would like put like a message on the screen and say, close
Yeah,
your
someone got scared from a horror movie? That is so racist and sexist.
We need to
That
ban it.
director should be killed. Oh my god, they just scared someone. What a big deal. Alright, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Alright.
You know,
So
it's funky.
we've gotten more into this topic. Now, here's another how long have we been streaming for?
It's 40 minutes.
40 minutes already. That's good. So
I have to mention how I'm building an army of Lego Jar Jar Binks.
that's kind of hot.
Yeah.
That's hot. Really
I already
hot.
have 6 Jar Jars and 2 Gungans, and I'm planning on buying more Jar Jars, and they're all like the OG Jar Jar minifigures from 1999.
Yeah. So here's the thing. This is every middle school. This is probably going to be the last time I'm going to bring up middle school. Well, maybe not. Definitely not, you know. Since we're not even middle schoolers anymore, we're ninth graders now. Really no point in bringing up middle school, but here's something that just has completely, utterly shit shocked me in throughout my 3 years of middle. If a popular kid says something funny, the whole class laughs. But when the irrelevant kid says something funny, no one laughs. Like if
And
you
it's
make a,
so true.
it's like you make a funnier joke than anything the popular kid could say. No one laughs because you're irrelevant and no one gives a fuck about you. But
That's
then the pop,
literally Garrett.
yeah, and then the popular kid, he says the same joke you did. Everybody laughs. Yeah, Garrett's life in a nutshell. Fucking hilarious dude, but no one laughs at him because he's
Oh, so irrelevant.
And he's a Nazi.
oh my god, Garrett is a Nazi? Wow. Well, being a Nazi's bad, but I'm being sarcastic.
Yeah, but
You know,
that's everybody calls him a Nazi. He's not
Oh,
actually one.
I know, yeah.
He's blamed
So,
for doing a Nazi graffiti in school.
but he probably didn't do that, right?
I have no idea what the answer was to that, but like honestly, I just like forget it out the window. But everybody has to freaking bring it up 24/7.
Yeah. Oh my god, that Garrett guy. He's so weird. Is he gonna be like the next school
No,
shooter? Oh my god, I'm so
literally,
scared to
when
come to
they
school.
announced his name on graduation, literally nobody clapped, and then the person next to me said Nazi, and I was like feeling fury inside of me.
Yeah. If someone did that to one of my friends, I'd be pretty pissed too. They're like, oh my god, that Garrett kid, he scares me. It's like Garrett is not scary in any shape or form. He's probably one of the chillest, funniest dudes I've ever met in my life.
Mm.
Yeah, but back to that thing. It's like the popular kid says something and then the class laughs.
If
But
you're
nobody's
scared
gonna
of
laugh
Garrett,
at you.
might as well be scared of everything.
You might as well be scared of a pile of dog shit on the ground. So here's the thing. So I have Garrett's life too. I say funny shit, but nobody laughs at me because I'm not popular. Um, unfortunately, it's the big dick thrasher wearing popular kid that gets all the laughs, I guess.
And they're not even funny, okay? And
Yeah, not even funny. Even if it's something not even funny, the whole class still laughs. Like
one of my rants is how it's like they don't even have good personality. Nobody should
that
freaking
horrible.
like them.
Exactly. They're
The only
douchebags.
reason why people like them
They're
is that
rich.
he
They're
sold
rich.
A, that, and B, he probably sold his soul to the devil and then promised that the devil made X out of him a magnet.
Yeah, B is a joke, by the way, if you couldn't tell, guys. But B's a joke. A is probably the reason. It's like really, or they're popular because they smoke weed. Here, you're popular if you jewel or smoke weed. It's like a fuck ton of people smoke. It's like you could go to a fucking whatchamacallit restaurant and you'd see like a ton of people smoking.
It's like, who cares? It's
Exactly. A
yeah.
ton of people smoke. A ton of people drink. A ton of people vape. A ton of people smoke weed. No one gives a shit. It's like, why do you guys worship people that do that when you could literally see people doing that outside? Your own parents do that. Are you going to worship your parents next? It's like, why worship a kid for doing it when it's literally a common sight to see someone drinking and smoking on a daily basis? You could go anywhere and you would see people
Maybe
doing
they
that
should
everywhere.
actually talk to people with good personalities that are actually enjoyable
It's
and have
actually funny
talent.
and not douchebag pieces of shits, you know. It's like the popular kid says one thing, the whole class starts laughing. He gives the answer to the number 4 in some math problem, whole class starts laughing. You know what I mean? He gives a presentation, the whole class starts clapping. But what can I say? But another thing, like, and
That's
then
why I don't. Literally, this is why I like adults more.
yeah, same. This is why I don't talk with kids my age. It's a perfect literal example of why I talk with people that are 18 and up. First of all, they don't worship people. They don't worship celebrities. They don't worship the popular kids. They don't worship people for smoking weed, drinking alcohol, smoking cigarettes, and vaping, which is pretty much shit people do on a daily basis. And you could see people doing that if you went to a restaurant or pretty much any fucking place on earth. And then number 5, let's see, not just that, but Thrasher wearers, Supreme wearers, funny, not funny, just this is why 14 their existence and what they do is the perfect example why I talk with people that are 18 and up. Like, one could say, "Oh my God, that Tanner guy, he's got no friends. What a loser." Well, no, it's not that I don't have friends. It's just that I wouldn't want to talk with a bunch of 14-year-olds that are just retarded and worship people for smoking and doing shit people do on a daily basis and worship celebrities. I wouldn't want to be friends with people like that. I want to be friends with people that are genuine good people.
Yeah.
And then another thing is that if a popular kid says something that you're doing, no one's going to notice it. But if a popular kid calls you out for it, the whole class starts laughing at you and then notice it when the popular kid brings it up. When he doesn't bring it up, no one cares and no one cares what you're doing. And I have the perfect thing for this. So, on the last 9 weeks of my AKA quarter 4 of 8th grade were just a pure nightmare.
It's funny just because I'm not really that popular, but like some of the people that are very relevant like me a lot. So sometimes if I do something that's actually funny, they actually point it out, and then so I basically kind of get helped.
Yeah, so in my case, so the the last 9 weeks of quarter 4 of 8th grade were just a complete fucking nightmare for me. I just wanted to get out of the school, and there was this one girl that I really fucking hated in my 4th period. I hated my 4th period, hated pretty much everyone in it except 2 people because they were genuine good chill people. I pretty much hated everyone in it, and I had to sit next to this girl that I hated with a burning passion. I'm not gonna say her name because I don't want to get in trouble. I hated this girl. She was basically autism in a human form, literally the equivalent of going to school with an Instagram comedian. Tried her best to be funny by acting stupid, which was something I used to do, and I realized I'm a fucking retard. This isn't funny, and I need to stop it, and I did. But she would do that since 6th grade. I've hated her since 6th grade. And then that asshole teacher, he was horrible. I'm not going to say his name either. He decides to move me next to her for the rest of that year. I tried moving my seat, I tried asking him, and he said, no. And then from there,
No, because I can read your thoughts and feelings, and I want you to suffer in my class.
yeah. So then I moved my seat to I move my seat next to this thing, right? I move it. Not even the teacher cares, right? So that way there's a big opening between her and me. So that way I don't have to sit next to her and put up with her autism.
Yeah.
And then there's this one popular kid that pretty much everyone in the class worshipped except and was pretty much friends with. he was just that one popular black kid. He was only popular because he was black, pretty much, and everybody worshipped him and stuff, right? The kid barely talked to me, never really said much. But this one day, and he was friends with this one girl I wanted to not be associated with in any shape or form.
Yeah.
So I had my seat moved, right?
Yeah.
And then this guy, there's this big opening that you could just go through, and then from there, make it all the way back to your seat. So there was still an opening for him to get through.
Yeah.
So he decides to get up in front of me and then go to my desk and say,
How am I supposed to get through this?
and then from there, everybody in the class noticed it, including the teacher.
And they
And then
probably
from there,
they all got down on their knees and they're like, "Oh Lord, kid, that we like just because of your skin color."
because of your skin color, oh, yeah. So then they're like, the girl that I wanted to get away from, who was so retarded, was just she was just a nightmare, man. She was like this.
That's the most retarded thing I've ever seen in my life.
Your existence is the most retarded thing I've ever seen in my life. And then there's this one guy who, I mean, he was chill. I wasn't really friends with him, but he was a cool dude
Yep.
sometimes, but sometimes he could be like, off with me because he was
I don't know.
black.
My school's the exact opposite of yours because mine, it's all the popular kids I think are actually relevant. All the unpopular kids are actually irrelevant, and then yours is vice versa.
Yeah. So then from there, he I so then from there, the guy behind me, he's like this, "Oh my god, you're as retarded as she is." And then from there the teacher noticed, the and then I wanted to move my seat so badly, and then the teacher made me move my seat next to her again. And then I couldn't move that way through. This guy, I fucking hate that one guy that was popular because he was black, just because of this. I wanted to get away from this horrible girl that I hated with a burning passion. I wanted to do everything I could to avoid her. And then he decides to be a dickhead and a dumbass. There was a clear fucking opening for him to go through, right? There was a clear fucking opening. And then because of him, I had to move my seat next to her again. And the teacher noticed because of him. He decided to be a dick, and he decided to pretty much ruin my peace and happiness and break from autism. He decided to do that, and then, yeah, pretty much fuck
I
him.
swear, if I was in your position, I would have challenged that guy to a fight.
Oh, I couldn't do that. Don't really get into fights at school. Fights at school are just for people that want attention, man. Like, if someone hits you, yeah, hit him back, but still. Fights.
See him as intention. I just see him as a way to get people to shut up.
Yeah. Yeah, but that guy was popular, so I mean, I don't get me wrong. It's not like I have no friends. I do have friends in school, just not many because a lot of the people in my
Because
school.
at my school, people like pretend that they have depression just to get attention.
Oh, same here. Oh boy, don't even get. Oh man. Oh, ooh, we could be here for hours about that. Oh man, no, that we'll save that for the next episode. Maybe we'll get into that here, but yeah, same thing down here, man. It's pretty bad down here too. And from there, it's just like, what an dumbass because he had the perfect opening to go through.
People with fake depression are just retarded because
Yeah.
there's people that actually have it and need
Yeah,
someone.
but back to we'll get into that, but there was a clear opening for him to get through, and then the teacher noticed, and then poor me had to put up with her autism for another 4 weeks, because that happened when there was only like 4 weeks of school, and I had my seat like that for 2 weeks. But then when the popular kid, who's only popular because he's black, had to say shit about it, because he had to say something about it, everyone in the room noticed. Of course, you know what I mean? A fucking course, because he's the almighty big dick popular kid that everybody has to worship. And then, me, whatever, I have to put up with the autist. Oh yeah, and that autist girl was pretty popular too, but I hated her with a burning passion. So, go on with from there, we've talked enough about this, and we probably won't bring it up again.
Honestly,
but,
I wish I could just age like 3 more years right now.
Same. Oh yeah, I just want to skip all of high school. I'm glad that I made it up to high school, and then and got out of that horrible middle school. I'm glad that I made it up to high school. And yeah, but I still just want to be an adult. I want to be 25 because in my mind, I'm 25. I want to be 25. I practically don't talk with kids my age. I'm mostly friends with kids that are not even kids, with young adults. So I'm practically friends with young adults, and I'm stuck with a bunch of 14-year-olds who I'm much more ahead of in the maturity scale and in the humor scale too. You know what I mean? They wouldn't think I'm funny. Number one, I'm not a popular kid, and my humor may
No,
just
their
be
humor's like they're just making stupid noises. Our humor is actual
it's
phrases.
actual funny. Yeah, it's actually funny, you know. What's their humor? I fucked your mom in the bed last night. Oh wow, so funny. The whole world is laughing at you. You know, you're gonna be the next
The
Jim
way
Carrey
you
with that
said
one
it though,
phrase. How?
you just like said it in like such like a dark tone.
I fucked your mom in the bed last night. Oh wow, funniest thing on earth. You're the funniest 12-year-old in existence. I think you should be the next fucking Jim Carrey.
I don't know. I think their stuff is more unfunny than that. I think their stuff's like I wear shirts, and then the whole
Oh, hey yo, bruh, those are. Hey yo, bruh, what are those shoes, bruh? What are
yeah
those?
that
What are
that is
those?
accurate. That is spot on.
Yeah, bro, why are you with the fashion, bro? Bro, those are some shitty shoes. Hey yo, bro, nice dad shoes.
There's
Oh,
this one
bro,
kid in
those
my
dad
grade
shoes are
who I think
fresh.
he's like pretty relevant. I think he's actually legitimately funny because he makes like actual like jokes.
Yeah, those.
Like one of
I
them, he was in we were in art class once, and the teacher starts talking. He yells out, "I'm having Vietnam flashbacks."
Yeah, that's funny, but you know, that's the thing. Offensive jokes are funny, but they do it in such a bad way. They consider saying, "What are those shoes?" an offensive joke. That's not an offensive joke. That
That's
just makes you look like a dumbass and a retarded douchebag. Oh yeah, which is exactly what you are if you make that joke. But yeah, so let's go on to the fake depression topic. I cannot talk about how many times I've seen fucking kids on their Snapchat stories talk about their supposed depression. I'm
oh,
like,
uh,
you're not, first of all, you're
my
not
my
fucking
my mom
depressed.
wouldn't give me her credit card so I can buy this new Thrasher shirt. So
Uh, I couldn't get a new Thrasher shirt. Oh my god.
so
Uh,
now I'm cutting my wrist with a pocket
I'm
knife.
cutting my wrist. I'm cutting my wrists because so and so didn't fuck me. So and so doesn't like me. So I'm just gonna cut myself and cry about it. First of all, if you were fucking depressed, you wouldn't post that on your Snapchat story. Second of all, you're not depressed, you're doing it for attention. Third of all,
I don't even think
again,
it's good attention that you get from
yeah, no, it's not good attention. Faking depression just makes you look like a dumbass. It really does. And then there's actual people out there that are going through depression, whether it be they have bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, because schizophrenia causes depression too, you know. A person can handle always hearing voices in their head. You know, not only that, and what else? A loved one dying. No,
no,
those are causes for depression, not your one day boyfriend or one period as in a one class boyfriend, you know, dying that or breaking up with you. Not dying, because that would
no.
be messed up, but
That's not as
breaking up
bad
with
as
you.
most of the fake reasons. Most of them are like even stupider. They're like,
Oh, don't even get me started. I don't know why I'm depressed, but for some reason I just feel depressed 14-year-old squad. Just
yeah,
and then like it's like people actually go through depression and you're faking it for an attention. Do you know how much of a horrible piece of shit you are to do that? Who the fuck do you think you are, man? Like those type of people, I would never want to be friends with a person that fakes depression.
mm,
People like that are just the scummiest people alive. Just generally horrible pieces of shits that no one would ever want to be friends with.
mm.
You know what I mean? Like, and it's unfortunate because a lot of people our age, 12, 13 year olds, a lot of them fake that depression. It's
It's the
like,
only thing I don't like about summer break.
oh yeah. I always see on my Snap stories people faking depression. I'm gonna be straight up honest. if people fake depression on their Snap stories, I'm just gonna unadd them. Not even gonna kid around with it. I'm just gonna unadd them. And here's the thing: if you were actually depressed, you wouldn't even want to post. You wouldn't even want to go to school. And then, oh, and here's a good point about it: these kids that are faking depression, when you see them in school, you see them smiling and you see them happier than ever. That's how you know they're faking it or they're not actually depressed. Or the type of kids that are posting about how depressed they are at school, and then they're going to be messing with people at school and then making those people depressed and making their lives miserable while faking depression on their stories, on their Snapchat stories. But then they'll go to school and mess with someone who already could actually be depressed or cause depression in their life. It's like, what a sack of dog shit you are, man. If you it's like, no, what a like horrible thing to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they fake depression when they're messing with people. Just like horrible middle schoolers like that. That's the reason why those type of kids that fake depression and then make kids' lives at school miserable, those kids just deserve the worst. Honestly. Just horrible pieces of shits. And I commend the people that are getting messed with that aren't depressed from that because you're strong. You can withstand it. And I commend the people doing that. All right. So let me see because I have topics noted for us.
So,
I feel like I sounded so angry today on the podcast. You think I sounded angry?
not really. You sound like your normal self.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I sounded pretty pissed, but I'm not pissed, guys. If anything, I'm actually laughing at the people faking depression. But let's end it off here. And we still got to make that Patreon. You
Honestly,
all,
now I feel kind of like in more of like a pissed mood just because now that I'm really thinking all this stupid crap.
yeah. All right, well, guys, thank you all so much for watching. To the two people watching this episode of the second half podcast. So yeah, bye, guys. We'll make that Patreon soon, maybe by next episode, and we'll see if we'll try and do the podcast tomorrow because it's been harder to get a hold of everybody. For me, I'm always free, but the other guys are busy. Next episode will be by ourselves, may again, and then 10 will bring everyone back, and hopefully Garrett, but I doubt it because he'll probably be at that beach house for the rest of the summer. So yeah, Joseph, end it off
Actually, I
here.
think he's back now, actually, and he said he can hang like every day.
All right. Oh, perfect then.
Yeah.
Okay, so Joseph, let's end it off here.
All right.
All right. Well,
Goodbye,
bye
comrade.
everybody, and
All right. Goodbye, everyone, and thank you for watching. Even though you guys are probably watched like 2 seconds because you got bored. All right.
and